There's not a more important institution to the state and to its future than Chapel Hill. Anyone who cares about the future of this state has to care about the future of the university. We have an amazing, dynamic state, one of the most interesting, fastest growing places in the country. We've got world-class technology, advanced medicine, highly sophisticated manufacturing, modern agriculture, while at the same time we've maintained this down-to-earth attitude. And it's an incredibly welcoming state. It's what first attracted me when I came here when I was 17 years old. And I think one of the wonderful things about North Carolina, one of the reasons it's attracted people from all over the country and all over the world, is because of that sense of hospitality, that sense of welcoming. I always hoped that I would have the opportunity to come back here, build a business, raise a family. And my wife and I have been here for 18 years now. We've raised our children here. It's been a wonderful place to build a career, to raise a family. We have a world of friends here. North Carolina has been wonderful to us. I did grow up with a very strong sense of public service in the household. My grandparents were members of Congress. So my maternal grandfather was elected to Congress from Louisiana in 1940. And when he was lost in a plane crash in 1972, my grandmother ran for and won his seat and served for another 18 years. My parents were both practicing journalists. My mom was a broadcast journalist for almost 50 years, live on the air. My father was a daily beat reporter for most of his career and now teaches politics and the media at George Washington University. He's done that now for 30 years. And so I do realize now more broadly than I did at the time how unusual it was to have the kind of kitchen table conversations that I was fortunate to have growing up, and just how lucky my sister and I were to be raised in that kind of environment. My parents always thought that journalism was a form of public service, and I agree with that view. Academia is a form of public service as well, helping educate the next generation of leaders. I can't think of a higher public calling. I teach a class in the public policy school at Duke now, and the ability of academia to inform policymakers, I think, is crucial. We're fortunate in this state to have such a strong academic grounding available to our policymakers, and that's a real advantage that North Carolina has that not every state has. So when I served as budget director, running the state budget office, I was able to see how important Chapel Hill is to the state for policymakers. Just within walking distance of the bell tower, you have researchers working on curing cancer. You have the largest oral history archive in the South. You've got folks building economic models to help the state's policymakers. And of course, everyone's trying to keep 20,000 undergrads on track and focused towards earning their degrees. I believe the future belongs to North Carolina. We deserve a university system and a flagship university that is equal to the challenge that North Carolina's future is going to present. And that means making Chapel Hill clearly head and shoulders the best public university in America, #1 among its peers. And to me, that's the opportunity.